Hey guys, so it's been probably about a year since I've been on here last on YouTube. So yep, still kicking, and just thought I'd give you a little bit of an update of where things are at. Been really super busy with work and doing a bunch of stuff around our little farm here, so haven't really had much time to do posting, but I have been busy working on stuff. So maybe I'll give you a little update on where things are at, and hopefully, find some time to get some of my projects recorded and put on the channel. So, um, yeah, I think the last video we were sending off the 30-inch Monarch, the 10 E, to a fellow named Paul in Tennessee, and I followed up with him because he was planning on doing a YouTube channel and sort of documenting his project with that 30-inch to clean it all up and get it going and put it back into service. But like I said, I reached out to him a couple times, didn't hear back from him. So Paul, if you're out there, I hope you're doing okay. And if so, just shoot me a quick email or text or something. Let me know what's going on. So, all right, let's walk around. I'll show you what's happening here. So one of the projects I'm working on is this right here. This is a 9-cylinder radial engine. I think it's like a quarter scale, and it's from a fellow named Lee Hodgson. So I bought the book, which is all the drawings. It's pretty hefty project. I'll show you where I've gotten so far. So I've made the crankcase. This was out of a 6-inch hunk of aluminum. So you can see there's a fair amount of stuff going on. This is the top, and you see there's the mounts for the cylinder. So I haven't made the cylinders yet. So hopefully I'll be able to document this project going on further. Here's the front case, again machined out of a chunk of aluminum. This right here is the oil pump, and there would there was a lot of setup on this thing with rotary table and however you do it. So what I wound up doing is I actually drew it up in Fusion, and then I made the part on my Tormach 1100. So it was just a lot easier. So this is the second one. The first one, I think I didn't really get the tolerances that I wanted. This is where the oil pump gears go, and that has to be fairly tight. So I made the part twice, just made some adjustments to the program. There's a bearing right here, another bearing. These are front and rear main bearings. This is the casting that I bought along with the drawing package, and I did all the machining on this, put in all these holes. Didn't finish the back of it yet. This is where the carburetor goes. This is where the distributor goes. So I got some work to do here, but flatten that up. And actually, this is on the wrong side, but it fits right up on here. So that's that project, which has been actually quite a bit of fun. So let me show you what's happening with the 10EE. So as you remember from the old videos, this 10EE right here is my go-to. It's been working great. Haven't had any issues with it. Um, it's a good machine. Doesn't have any options. There's no taper attachment. There's no electronic lead screw, but still pretty good machine. I've got a new workbench. That might have been here last time I did that video. Some stuff here, but let me show you the this 10EE. Was the subject of the restoration job that I had done, and I've been using it quite a bit. I put a DRO on it. You see right here, this is the cross slide scale, and then around back, I'll show you here, I did the carriage, right? So this is this guy right here. I made a little mounting bracket for the display. So as you can see here, I went with the DroPros. This is I think they call it the EL400. So why I went with this one was because it has magnetic scales, and you can cut them to length, and fairly limited on the on these 10EEs. There's really not a whole lot of space to put stuff. So and I think it was 6.5-inch travel, or right around 6 and a quarter. And then the same thing with the, with this scale right here. I cut those down. So you cut them right on a regular wood chop saw and cut them to length, mounted them all up, did all this setup and adjustments, and super, super handy to have that on this lathe. I checked it with, the accuracy, see how close it tracks to what my dial's saying. It's actually dead nuts. I picked up another tool post, quick change tool post for this one. Got this one from Shars. That other one that I have on the other lathe, I can't remember. It was an eBay special, and it's just really sloppy. The one here from Shars is really nice. I took it all apart, cleaned it, stoned off all the, sort of rough machining. Came out really good. This lathe is actually in better shape in terms of wear than the other 10EE. For one, I dialed in the tailstock, and it was dead nuts up and down, where my other one, there's I want to say a 3 or 4 thousandths shim under the, like right in between here, because the something is worn, obviously, so this thing had to be raised up. Maybe that tailstock came from another machine. I don't know. Those shims were in there before. This one has no shims. I'm sorry, no shims, but it's dead nuts. And then I just tweaked it to get the taper out of it. So this one is really good. The Tormach. So I actually been using this thing quite a bit as well. So just a lot of little odds and ends projects coming in from some buddies and guys that needing a little bit of work done. I did have to do an upgrade here. I originally had the shelf with the display and stuff on there, and I went with this business right here. And the reason why I did that is I ran into trouble with the controller, and I wanted to also upgrade to a touchscreen. So, I mean, it would have been cheaper just to replace the controller and buy a touchscreen. But, for half again as much, I got this console, which is a lot nicer, and I'll tell you why. Because with your knobs right here, as opposed to monkeying around with the touchscreen, I just feel like, when I'm uncertain about a new program and I need to stop the thing, this is pretty easy to deal with. And then it has a nicer pendant for moving your X, Y, and Z. So this machine has been really good. One thing I gotta say, I've had to call Tormach probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 times for just different things that I've screwed up, for whatever reason. And they're 100% on customer service. Boy, they very responsive. They walk me through different issues. When I order parts from them, they come right away. So for, the home hobby machinist, you can't beat these guys, because there's a lot of hand holding, especially when you're just transitioning into some CNC from manual. These guys are a big, big help. So that's it over here. The old Bridgeport is doing well. Real happy with that guy. And of course this thing, I mean, it does what it does. I'm not crazy about it. I redid my stock, so I got it all organized here. Looking and digging for stuff became a problem, so I decided to do a little upgrade there. I'll show you another little organizational thing I did, which was really kind of fun. All right, guys, so I think I'll tell you what I'm doing here with my little organizational project, which is probably a significant waste of time, but it's fun to be organized. So this is Fusion 360. What I did was I drew up these boxes. I actually put in the parameters the height, width, and depth of these things, so that I could easily change it. And then I just exported it to the G-code that my Flash Forge can use, which is this guy right here. So this is a really handy machine. Not the biggest thing in the world, but it's a workhorse. It runs pretty much every single day. And these boxes right here, I print 2 at a time on this platen down there. It takes about an hour and a half to hour and 3/4 to print. So it's time consuming, but it runs all the time. It's never given me any trouble. Experimenting with a different filament. That's PETG. The settings had to change from the regular PLA stuff. We've got a little bit of ABS here that I'm going to mess with too. That stinks though. That stuff is really smelly. So yeah, let me show you what I got on the organizational stuff. So in this list, the cabinet right here, this is where I keep all the hardware. And so, I just kind of do like boxes and McMaster stuff and, just kind of keep it all kind of stuffed in there. But, I'm always digging for things and I, wind up buying more because I can't find it. So doing all those boxes, what I did was, I labeled them, but, as you can see here, I exceeded the number of spaces I needed, so that 632 doesn't really work anymore. But I'll move the labeling around. Maybe I'll just do a color code thing. So, like I got all my 440s and 6s and 8s, quarter 20s. So the size of the box just is, I can adjust it so that it fits, evenly in these spaces. And I got the length that I want so that I've got even spacing there as well. So really, really handy. And, I load the thing up at night, it runs, and next morning I got a couple boxes. So if you figure out the cost per box, you probably could buy them, but it's more fun to make them. So yeah, guys, so I'm hoping that, I can find time to fit in some content, just show you some of the things I'm working on and keep the channel going. Some of you guys, if you do videos like this, you'll realize that, when you're working off of stolen moments in the shop and, you've had to divide the time between what you want to get done and recording and editing and posting, it's pretty time consuming. So I guess I was a little stingy with my time and just, working on projects. So I'll hopefully can keep things coming, maybe not every week, but, maybe once a month or something. Got some little chickens. So anyway, guys, thanks for stopping in and checking it out, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Take care. Guys, so I just want to show you a couple of the little shop tools that I've been working on as well. So both of these are from Hemingway Kits, UK-based company. So you buy the kit, it's the drawings, which are pretty nice drawings, and then they give you the material. You could source the material here in the States, but it's fine to do it this way. So what this guy is a die holder. So for threading. So here on this side, I can put my hex-based US dies, and then if I take that out and flip it around, it's got a round holder for the metric dies. I also on this side made a smaller hole because some of the dies that I have are a smaller diameter. So basically, it's a cone clutch kind of arrangement, and when you activate this lever, it puts pressure on it and it connects this spinning or fixed part to this part. So normally this thing, you get it up to your work, you turn the lathe on, and this is just going to spin with the part until you put some force here, and then it stops this from spinning and threads it on. And then you stop the lathe and you do the same thing in reverse and it unthreads it. It's really handy. It does a nice job. So I've used it a few times. I've always wanted a die holder, so this seemed to be a pretty nice one. There's a couple guys on YouTube that have made this kit. This thing right here is the Hemingway knurling tool. So I know Cloud 42 has done this, and Inheritance Machining, both excellent YouTube channels. I highly recommend both of those guys. Really smart, do a lot of fun projects. So what this thing does, as opposed to the quick tool post, tool holder that you get, the kind of two fingers that come out with the wheels on them, put side pressure on it. They just don't, for me, just don't do a good job. This one does a pretty nice job because you're basically going to squash the workpiece between these two arms. So what you do, you have this lever up, and you thread this down, so you just get some pressure on it. And then this is a cam, and you lower that cam down, and it squeezes it. Part can't really go anywhere other than get knurled, so it really works pretty well. And there's an example of the knurling. I actually did those knurls on the with this tool. And same thing for the little handle right here. Where is it? Right there. So nice little shop projects. Comes in pretty handy, because you know what our deal is, guys. Us hobby machinists tend to spend more time making tools for the shop than making other useful things. So these are useful, but only useful for making other things, I guess. So, all right, guys. See you later.